Hello. Today is my birthday. I want to talk about maybe like 4 things. The first one is there's a guy. He's just a fucking creep. And I don't know, like honestly, I started making videos online because I got no one to talk to. And now I want to put things on YouTube because this guy is on TikTok. So I don't feel comfortable talking about him on there. And it sucks. But he's a fucking creep. And I should have just ignored him. And my gut said no when I first saw a message from him. But he lives in Washington. And I mentioned a couple times that I wanted to move to Washington State. And he sent me a message on TikTok and was like, I'm gonna move, I think, to a new location. But he sent me a message on TikTok that was like, oh, hey, like, I live in a house in Washington and you could come live here with me. He doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about helping me. I contacted this guy and then it turns out he's a massage therapist. Surprise, surprise. He was saying shit like, oh, if you moved here, would you want to live in my room with me? No, you fucking creep. No, I wouldn't. You're disgusting. And he was telling me the rent is $800. And all the rooms are different sizes. Some of the rooms are really shitty. And I said, I wouldn't do that. I would have to negotiate. Because if I had a smaller room, I'd be paying less rent. That's the bottom line. I made an hour-long video about this guy the other day because it was really triggering. Because I've dealt with manipulative men a lot in my life. Men where my mind doesn't think a certain way or my mind thinks with good intentions. And I end up getting pulled in and I don't think I can say this on YouTube, but basically RAPE, which is a big thing because I'm naive and I think men operate like I do, which is with a good heart and not selfishly and caring about how their entire intention is caring about other people, like getting in their pants. And I'm naive, I'm autistic, and I'm really fucking hot. And there are so many disgusting men in the world who want to take advantage of that. That's why it was such a surprise to me when, and a lot of them like don't give a shit about me as an individual. They just give a shit about sex. That's it. That's all they give a shit about. And their pleasure, by the way, not mine. And I've dated those men and they're trash because they don't care about you in the bedroom. They care about themselves and their own pleasure. You're just a fucking side note. I've met literal probably dozens of men like that. And that's why it was a surprise when it's hard to tell the story like in full, but there's this guy I met one time named Nick, and I made a whole video about him the other day too, but I deleted it. But maybe I'll talk about him. I just remember there was one time we were driving home from the beach. Spontaneously, we went to the beach and it was like really late, like 3 a.m. And because of how most men are, I had this assumption in my head of like, he's not gonna give a shit about me. He's not gonna care. He's not gonna want me, care about my experience. And I was really fucking tired because it was like 3 a.m. And I lived like 3 hours away or something from where he lived. And the beach was 2 hours from where he lived. So you can imagine it's far. And I kind of was surprised when he let me sleep with him in his bed. And he didn't want to have sex. And I didn't either. I was tired. But I just was surprised that he operated that way. Or he cared that I was tired and wanted to sleep. But I don't know if I'll talk about him. I think part of my nervous system is uncomfortable being seen by a lot of people. And so it's harder now to be on TikTok and be vulnerable because I have a lot of people now. I only have, sometimes only 10 views on YouTube, so it's really liberating. But over time, I guess I'll get more comfortable and I'll probably get a therapist. But it's my fucking birthday. And this guy is a creep and he's disgusting and I don't want anything to do with him. I have met, and I think this happens because I'm hot, I've met so many disgusting men. I've met a guy who sent me disgusting pictures on a cruise. He's like, oh, I wish you were here. And I'm like, I'm not looking for a bitch boy. Bye. I don't give a shit where you wish I was. If you really cared, you'd buy me a plane ticket to come with you and buy me a fucking pass to go on the fucking cruise with you. That's what a fucking king does. That's what a fucking man does. I'm not looking for a fucking weak pussy bitch boy who's gonna send me nasty pictures on a cruise wanting me to buy a ticket to fly to you, to buy a ticket to go on the cruise so I can be on this stupid cruise with you so you can have access to me and my body and have a great time. Like, no. You know what sounds more fun than that? Because I don't give a shit about men. Men don't understand this. I don't give a shit about you. You know what sounds more fun than doing that shit? Buying myself a ticket to go to a cruise alone and have a great fucking time, which I would have by myself. The only reason you're in my life as a fucking man is to pay for things and to make my life easier. Physically. I don't need you for energy. I don't need you for joy. Sure, you can add to that stuff, but that's not the main reason why I'm looking for a guy. My life is so fucking hard. Financially, physically, I have to do everything myself. And I don't enjoy taking care of all my finances alone. It's hard. I don't enjoy doing all the physical labor on my own. It's hard. That's why I want a partner. And I don't know. My aunt sent me a happy birthday message today. And my dad too. I don't know, sometimes I just really miss being close to my family. And I really love my family. And I just hate, I don't like men. And I know there's a guy out there for me who's not like 90% of gay men, which are trash. And doesn't just care about sleeping with me, but cares about me, you know? I said no to multiple people today because I want to do whatever the fuck I want to do. My mom used to say, today is about me on her birthday. And it was never a problem for me. I'm like, of course it is. I love you and it is about you. And you can do whatever the fuck you want. And I'm like, I used to be such a people pleaser, and I'm realizing now how I'm still a people pleaser because my stupid fucking neighbor knocked on my door today. And she doesn't knock, she pounds. Bam, 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 bam. She was like, happy birthday, no present, no gift. You should bring me a fucking gift if you're gonna come to my door and bam, bam, bam on it. And I'm sleeping, okay? It's my fucking birthday. And she was like, happy birthday. And then she's like, can you take me to this place before 5? And I stood there like, my mind, I was like insulted and baffled. Like, you dare fucking request something of me that I don't want to fucking do on my birthday, bitch, fuck no. I'm not taking you anywhere. And this woman's cute. She's like 73, but she doesn't get fucking boundaries. She doesn't understand boundaries. That's the biggest problem with her. Is she doesn't understand boundaries. Because she doesn't have any. And I was just like baffled when she asked for this. I'm like, fuck no. That's what I want to say. Fuck no. No, I'm not taking you to your fucking husband's work. Absolutely fucking not. It's my birthday, bitch. And I went and laid back in bed and she's like, okay, well, go back to sleep and call me when you want to take me. Whatever. And I was like, this is fucking stupid. I'm not your bitch. I'm not your bitch. Especially on my fucking birthday. So I sent her a voice message and I said, I can't take you. I want to do exactly what I want to do today. And it's not taking you. I could do it any other day, but not today, Marva. Not today. And, you know, she didn't respond yet, but I just thought she's probably going to be upset and hurt and all that and butthurt. But I thought about this. The only people that get upset by you setting a boundary are the people that bulldoze over your needs and your life and benefit when you don't have any fucking boundaries set. Those are the only people that benefit and get mad when you set lines in the sand. They get irritated and upset. So, fuck you. You don't love me, you don't give a shit about me. Because if you did, you would never get upset by a boundary. And I've never gotten upset by people setting boundaries who love me. Especially if I'm not reacting to their boundary, but if I'm listening and then responding. But we train people how to treat us. And I've had people who don't set boundaries and like I don't even consciously know that they're violating themselves all the time. And then when they say something, they're like really resentful and bitter. And I'm like, I would have been happy to respect your boundaries earlier. My God. But I want to do what I want to do today. Which is not taking Marva to any fucking place. On a fucking grandma fucking field trip. I don't want to do that shit. I guess also, I'll try to finish this video in the next 10 minutes, but also, I don't know, like, I feel really liberated, I feel really free. I love to be by myself, but I don't have any friends. My friend, like I have maybe less than 5 here, and none of them would be like, it's your birthday, let's do something. So, that is sad, and that is hard. Because I have like, one of my friends, she's just fucking poor and depressed. And she actually has BPD, so. And what happens when people are mentally not well and poor is they have nothing to give until they heal. And she is healing, and I'm trying to help her heal too. But yeah. It's only been me. It's only been me taking care of myself, pursuing my dreams, doing what I want. Anytime I've gone out to dinner, it's me taking me out. You know? And that's okay. And part of me thinks, like, I just don't want to be in New Mexico anymore. But I don't know. I also was thinking about this yesterday, like, when I love other people, it's like, I thought about the phrase from Wicked where Elphaba says, was I really seeking to be good with my kindness, or was I just seeking attention? And is that all good deeds are when looked at with an ice cold eye? You know, maybe we're only kind because we want attention. And we're alone, and no one actually cares about us. And no one likes us. And we don't matter to anyone. And so then, and I think about this concept of unity, which has multiple facets, where when you're kind to someone else, you're kind to yourself, because we're all one, like the concept of oneness and spirituality. And so, and then when you're kind to yourself, you're also kind to everyone else around you by proxy, because of oneness. When you're kind to other people, you're kind to yourself. And that concept doesn't always occur in reality. Sometimes you're kind to other people and you just do it because it's like an innate part of what you feel in your heart, you know? And yet, it doesn't feel like you're bringing that same kindness back to yourself with that action. But, yeah. Maybe you'll be surprised, and maybe I'll make another video at the end of the day talking about how I feel. But right now I just feel sad. I didn't feel this way last night during the full moon. I felt so happy. But right now I feel sad. Because the only people in my life, physically, is a old woman lady who wants to take from me. So, so many people, their success on social media is connected to what they're doing. Like, their singing is what they're doing, or their tarot reading is what they're doing, or their cooking is what they're doing, or their design is what they're doing, or what they're teaching you is what they're doing. But for me, I want to be successful, not because of what I'm doing, but because of who I am. And that's why I post stuff like this. I don't know, like maybe it's delusional, but I don't care if it's delusional. I just feel like I'm really extraordinary and unique and special. Just by myself. Without any of the things I'm doing. And I think all the things I'm doing are added to that, but I think my neighbor's singing. She's African. She's so cute. She's African, so sometimes she'll like, I hear her dancing. One time there was a pool party at the pool here, and she's so cool, and she's so cute, and they were playing music, and they started playing, Africa by Shakira. It's time for Africa. Kamina, what this girl is so cool. She just starts like, she's in front of a bunch of little children and she just starts breaking it down. And she's like, it's like African dancing. I don't really understand it, but it's like a lot of like stomping and like booty shaking. And she was just like having so much fun. All these little kids were like hyped around her and they're like, wow. And she's just like, cool. She's cool. I feel really lucky to have her as a neighbor. There was a story one time where this guy was trying to assault her and he had drugged her. And I heard her screaming, no fucking body came out to help her. She was on the fucking floor, screaming, help me, get away from me. She couldn't even like see. That's how drugged she was. And I came out there to help her. Nobody gave a shit. People called the police from inside their apartment, but nobody went out there to help her. And I did. I fucking went out there. And when the police came, the guy ran away. And I went into his apartment, went into her apartment, because it's not his. And I grabbed her spare key, and I locked her door and left a note on the door saying, hey, message me when you come back. And she got wheeled away by the police, because the police didn't even come to like, he just ran. And I'm always in the right place at the right time to help people. And I never fucking say no. And I'm always the perfect person for the situation. But I helped her. And I brought her a key, or I took her key and locked her door because her door was wide open. He wanted to rob her and sexually assault her. And she got wheeled away by the paramedics because they were like, oh my God, she's crazy or she's on something. And she was just literally screaming, like incoherent, out of it. Her eyes were just crazy. Nobody cared but me. And I will always be that person. And that's because that's the woman I was raised by. I was raised by a woman who will never be a bystander, ever. No matter if it's inconvenient, no matter if it's hard, no matter if it's slightly dangerous, my mom, Jane Ellen, will always stand up and do the right thing. Even if it's not profitable or if it's not fortuitous, she'll always do it. And there's just so many people that don't, that aren't like that. And I don't know, like, I've been in scenarios where I've been vulnerable and nobody's cared. Particularly, I think about, like, being a dancer and the bouncers, like, not giving a shit. And so I don't know, it's just weird. Because I'm so kind to people and I don't get that back. But I'm not going to stop doing the right thing. When I think people need someone to care. And this is what I want to do today, is make a YouTube video. But I'll see what happens today. I had planned on going to this place called the Bosque with my friend, but I canceled on her because I don't want to do that with her. I might want to do that by myself, but not with her. I know. And that's not fucking selfish. It's my fucking birthday. I don't have a lot of clothes to wear because all my clothes are dirty. I keep saying, like, I'm going to be so much happier when the internship's over. And I think it will be. I've been talking 32 minutes now. I don't have a lot of food in my house, but one of my clients gave me an extra bonus yesterday because it was my birthday, and it was so nice and it made me feel so happy because, I don't know, this client has also had me as a consistent employee cleaner for like 3 months, maybe 4. And that's helped so much and given me so much hope with my business because, like, it's hard. And have people that want to continue to hire you is really a blessing. God, that feels good. And also, like, I really need money. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about? I mentioned Nick earlier, but I don't know. Here's the thing about Nick, like, I cared about him for a very long time, and I'm worthless to him. I'm worthless, and I mean nothing. Because, the opposite of love isn't hate. That's not the opposite, it's apathy. And he completely does not give a fuck about me. At all. And I don't know him very well, but, like, I never forget his birthday. Even when I haven't talked to him for years, like, I still think about him. And even though it's stupid and he hasn't done anything for me or earned anything, like, I still care. And I still, like, want to say something, like, wish him a happy birthday. But I don't know, I think maybe it's the last year I'll do that. I don't even know if he got the card, but I made a video of, like, posting, it was like, I was gonna go in the morning, but it was like, I want to throw up because his whole family misunderstands me. And they think I'm like, I don't know, a freak or something. Or psycho, probably. But I made him a birthday card, and it wasn't anything crazy. I didn't even sign it because I don't make the card for my own ego. I just do it because I want to tell someone that they matter if I want to do that. But I don't know, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. Because, like, I'm so worthless to him. And this man hasn't even said anything to me. Hasn't even, like, talked to me in 3 fucking years. And in that conversation, it was like 1 word or something. And he looked disgusted about me. This is what I said in my other video, but it was just like, I've said this so many times, I feel like, but when I first moved here, my shower didn't work, my water was like weird, and I needed to find a place quickly to take a shower. And I knew nobody, I didn't know anyone. So this Uber driver that I followed on social media, who, it's a long story, but basically I went on an Uber drive when I was visiting in the summer of 2022, and he was a cool Uber driver, so I just followed him on Instagram. And then later, when I moved here, he posted a picture of him in a sauna, which is kind of like, it wasn't like a weird picture. I don't want you to think that. It was just like sort of post to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful my gym has a sauna, it's so great, and blah, blah, blah. And I reached out to him, I was like, where do you go? And do they have showers? And I checked out this place, and it was perfect, it was cool, and it was awesome. And that's what the fucking truth is I needed a shower. I found this gym sort of serendipitously because of someone I met serendipitously because they were an Uber driver, you know? And I ended up going to this gym, and within like maybe a week or 2 of going here, and I had shaved all my hair off too. I've done that multiple times living here as a way to start over emotionally, energetically, and spiritually. And I was just like so technically ugly looking because I had no hair, and I just, you know, was spent from moving here and transitioning and not having any support, not having any help, and not having anybody, which has been a theme the whole time I've lived here. But I saw him at the gym. He just walked in on a day when I think I remember saying, or no. Like I hadn't even expected it. He just walked in and he started swimming, and it was really cool and really magical for me because everything about my connection with him has really like been like that for me. I don't care how he interprets it. But I'm not popular, and I'm not cool, and I'm not rich, and I don't have a lot, and I kind of get the feeling like that's all he cares about in a person is their power and how that reflects him. And I think he would only care about me if I want to like add to that. And that's so fake and so stupid. And I also have a feeling like because I know I'll be in a place in life where I do have money and I do have success and people do like me and I do feel comfortable being seen. And when that happens, I also have a feeling that he is going to finally be able to see my value. But by that point, it's just like fake and stupid. Like you don't give a shit about me unless I have something that you can take, you know? Like I have success, I have money, I have positive image, I have a lot of social power, I have a lot of friends. Like I don't have any of that right now. And I've been trying to build it, but I'm also really different from people. And I don't always just fit in. But I think that's okay too. Why people will like me, because I'm different. And I've lost a lot of friends too. But it doesn't matter, like, it was his birthday, but it doesn't matter. I did write him a card and I didn't send the card and I left the card near his house. I didn't put it, his house is like, I want to throw up because they have like cameras and they don't even have a fucking mailbox. Like I want to throw up. I just wanted to like put the card in the mailbox and go away and not sign it or not do anything and just send it to show that like, I don't know, this person that thinks I'm worthless, to demonstrate to them that they matter. Isn't that crazy? So, so what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I honestly just like talking to you. This is how I want to spend my birthday. That's what I want to do. Not taking stupid Marva to fucking wherever she needs to go. Like, fuck you, bitch. If you want that, bring me a cake. Like, not bam, bam, bam on my door. Say, here's a beautiful birthday cake. Okay? Do that. Don't ask for anything. I hate people. I hate people that are takers. Because I'm a giver. And that's because I'm feminine. And feminine people love to be kind, and feminine people love to give. And we live in a world that's masculine, and masculine people love to take. If they're not healed, which there are many. Because a healed masculine loves to give, and a healed feminine loves to receive. And right now, the only person I receive from in my life is me, is myself. Even through my business, you know, like I'm doing all this work for other people and they're giving me money. I'm receiving money from them, but I'm receiving that money because of myself. I just know I'm destined for greatness, and I'm not gonna stop believing that because I know it's true, you know? I know it's fucking true. And I know there are some things that I love that I know are the right thing for me to do, which is art and dance and owning a business and being myself. And I'm gonna keep doing those things. I don't know. I've just been in a place where I've had nobody and nothing, and I don't like to say like I'm ungrateful for my family because they are there, but they're far away. And I don't want to be ungrateful for the friends I have because they are there, but they're far away. And so it just feels like you have nobody and nothing sometimes. Even if you don't, even if you're not really alone, it just feels that way. And I know so many people that live in the same place their whole life. And I need to not live in a city where there are thousands upon thousands of people like that have lived in that city for their whole life. With a network of family and friends, because I don't fit in with those people that have lived here for generations or whatever. I need to live in a place that everyone has moved there with courage, even though they don't know anyone and they don't know anything and they don't have any friends, because those are going to be people like me. That's kind of why I've thought about moving to LA. I thought I might want to live in Scotland, and I love Scotland. But maybe I need to live in LA, because I need to live somewhere where millions of people around the world live, and they're different, you know? There's a video that released yesterday that is by Ariana Grande's brother, and it was called Rock Bottom. And it was just so beautiful because it was him singing about being at rock bottom, and it was kind of like talking about how and their mom was talking about how, like, when you're at rock bottom, that kind of gives you a sign of where you've been before, where you want to be, and it gives you a blueprint of where you want to go back to and what you're trying to come back to, and it reminds you who you are. And so it's like a blessing. And like the way Ariana sings in that music video, there isn't like an ounce of selfishness to it. And it's just like kind, and it's loving, and it's the person that I love. And the reason I love Ariana Grande, and the reason I'm a big fan, is because I think underneath it all, she's a Cancer like me. And she loves people, and she cares about people. And she's kind, and I don't know, like, I'm trying to be true to who I am, even if the world's really hard to be that way in. And it was just really hopeful to see that, because she's just so celebrated and so successful, and she's so kind, and she's so misunderstood. And lots of people don't see what I see, which is the truth, which is that she's a extraordinary person and a kind person. And I don't know, like, something about that video was really hopeful to me. Because she said something, like she's saying in the video, and she was saying, like he was saying, like, so I can't remember, I've only seen it once, but he was saying, like, I'm at rock bottom, and, you know, how hard it was in that experience. And she was, like, supporting with vocals in the back and saying, like, I'll be right there with you. And that's, that's how I am. And the fact that, like, this isn't like some crazy big duet of like trying to get critical acclaim and trying to get like success and trying to get like all of this. You know, she wasn't even in the music video. That's what I mean. It's like there's not an ounce of selfishness to it. It was just her voice. So, it was just really moving to me. Because that's how I am. Like when I helped this woman who was this African woman that I love, who was my neighbor, when she was in need of help, I was there. And I don't need anyone to take a picture of me or celebrate that. I just am gonna do it because I love her, and I want to be a person that cares about people when they need help. I'll be right there with them, you know, even if it's not profitable or fortuitous or any of that. I'll be there. And I have so many stories, like numerous stories like that in my life. There's a woman I helped in San Francisco with blue hair who was discarded by a guy on the street, and she was having a meltdown and alone in the Tenderloin, which is the most dangerous fucking part of the city. And I sat on the ground with her and I held her hand. And I found out she's from Bend, Oregon, which is where I lived, and we knew mutual people, and I was there, and I let her into my hotel room. And this hotel room was paid for by like a guy, kind of like a sugar daddy situation. He didn't want anything. He just paid for me to have a hotel in San Francisco, and he went on a business trip, but wanted to stay with me in the hotel, but I am glad he didn't, because he's kind of a shitty person. But he got mad that I help this woman and help this girl. And he's like, why did you have to make a big scene? But this girl it's a whole story, and I think I should tell it at some point, but she was in need, and she was vulnerable, and she was alone, and she ended up being from the same place I was, and in a bad situation, and wound up there from just a little bit of naive choices, which I could totally understand too. And no one gave a shit but me. And there I was at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. coming home from dancing. And I sat down on the ground with her, and I held her hand, and I helped her. And everyone thought she was a drug addict, but I knew she wasn't. I knew she was a real person. And even if she was, that doesn't mean she's unworthy of love and help. But she wasn't. She was just hysterical and 19 years old and alone and scared. And I was there to help her. And it wasn't part of a publicity. It wasn't like on the television. It wasn't like posted. I didn't make a post about it. I just did it. Because that's who I am. Because that's who I was raised by. Jane Emmon. My mom is probably the most courageous woman I know I've ever met. And I'm so lucky. Like, I feel like that's, of all the mothers that I could have had, that's why I chose her as my mother. It's because they don't get braver. But I'm really hungry, and I have a little bit of money from my client yesterday, so I'm gonna go buy myself some ice cream maybe, and go in my car and do what I want today, and have fun. And I'm gonna go to this really cool pool party hosted by one of my cleaning clients, because there'll be food there, and I really like food, and I don't always have the money to buy food for myself, so going to parties where there's food is really nice for me. I don't know, I just wanted to talk to somebody on my birthday. I wanted to do what I wanted to do, which is make a video talking to somebody. Because I feel like when I make videos on YouTube, I can just talk and I feel heard. And I feel like I'm listened to, which is something I rarely feel from people in real life. I rarely feel heard and listened to. You know what? I would talk to therapists. Like, my dad's told me, oh, you shouldn't say that on the internet. He'll say that. Which he's probably not wrong, okay? But also, I don't have a therapist, and that's because I'm poor, and I struggle with money a lot, and I don't have healthcare, and I can't afford healthcare, and affordable healthcare isn't really a thing anymore in America. And so I'm just no doctor, no therapist, no help. I went to the dentist, but I had to pay $300 to get a cleaning, and it's just what it is. But maybe one day I'll get a therapist again and a doctor and all that, and I won't have to make YouTube videos to talk to someone. But even then I probably still will, because I could talk to my therapist like 5 times a week. And I don't think they'd get paid enough to do that much for me, even if they love me. But I should probably go, because there's not a lot of storage on my phone anymore, so I can't make videos long time because my phone will kind of crash out. But thanks for listening to me on my birthday. You know what? I feel kind of liberated, even though I don't really have anyone to celebrate with. My mom would celebrate with me. My dad. My aunt would. I love my aunt. I love her. Everyone else in like, the other people in my family think differently of her sometimes, because she's very Republican, and she was Catholic for a long time. Now she's not Catholic, and she believes in a lot of conspiracy theories, and she's always changing her beliefs and adapting them, and I just love her. I think she's so cute and so beautiful, and I love to listen to her And I love to listen to some of the crazy things she'll say, because you know what? We all need somebody that will listen to us, no matter what crazy things we're saying. Okay? If she's saying, there's planes up in the air and there's spraying chemicals down on us and they're trying to kill us. And then my mom will sit there like, and I'll just be there supporting my aunt, and I'll say, wow, that's so interesting. Like, I didn't know that. That's really interesting. I haven't heard that before. And I'm not going to be like, you're fucking crazy. And my mom will just be like, oh my God, what is Judy saying? And Judy will just say to me, we'll make her right yet. Don't you worry. And she'll like wink at me too. And I just love her so much. And she'll say, we'll get your mom right yet. We'll get her thinking the right way. But you know what? She's not wrong in some ways. There's a lot of things where she has a good idea of things, like she believes that the healthcare system is about making people a little bit sick and then profiting off of their sickness. And that's true. And you know what? I'm never a person that like completely isolates people out of my life because they're politically a certain way or religiously a certain way. And I think at the end of the fucking day, human beings are more alike than they are unalike. Republican, Democrat, Muslim, Christian, Jew, pagan, witch, white, black, Asian, Spanish-speaking, Native American, gay, straight. I think we're all more alike than we are unalike. And that's why it's not hard for me to be kind to people and connect with people. So, I might make a video at the end of today just to talk about how today went, because I have a feeling it's going to go really well. But I need to talk to someone, because starting my day off with bam, 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 do what I want. Excuse me, fuck you. It's my birthday, bitch.